Previously on the GAA2, y'all. On the day that she got stabbed, she was going to meet someone who knew about her husband's death, or her fiance's death. She was left comatose for some 3 days, I believe, but I hear she regained consciousness 2 days ago. Mr. Shakespeare's poisoning took place. She appears to have a rather fine alibi. The defense has made a most extraordinary accusation, I must say. And now back to I've got a bad feeling about this. Hey guys, welcome back to Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. Guess we're going into, trial? Were we just investigating in the last episode? No, we had part of a trial, but I think there's gonna be more. Yeah, we were taking an intermission to bring in Olive Green, because we had a big twist with her last time, where we sort of discovered, or maybe postulated, that she could have possibly put the poison on the gas pipe that Shakespeare's been sucking on, and consequently almost killed this guy. Joyful, jubilant, jumping jacks. Yeah, so I can't believe he's shorter than she is. Oh, Mr. Natsumi, I'm so pleased for you. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, and non-locum judicial assistant Mrs. Mikatova Esquires. Now finally, at long last, there can be proof. Proof that I'm innocent, and proof that my tea is innocent. Hell yeah, dude. Ah, good morning, my dear fellows. Oh, you're in court? Herlock Sholmes, no! May you drink my tepid tea and fall forever silent. Okay, slow down. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you came! How wonderful. Well, you know, you weren't supposed to know about that. Please save your derision. I know what you're all thinking. Good morning, he says, when it's very nearly time for luncheon. Your scorn is written clearly across your faces. Nobody said or thought anything of the sort. The truth is, I was determined that today would be the day. As sleep seduced me last night, I thought, tomorrow, for once, I shall not oversleep. I shall rise early and get that emissions test done, which I still haven't done. Planning to do it tomorrow. Probably not. Maybe Tuesday, because less traffic than Monday. Such spirited determination has a beauty all on its own, does it not? Oh, yes. And then I began to muse on the subject. Why do people oversleep, I queried. Why, time after time, do they make the same foolish blunder? And the answer came to me at once. It's so delightfully simple. People oversleep because they sleep. So he didn't go to sleep at all. Ta! Is that what you're saying, sir? Well, is that not an astute insight into the matter? I have actually thought that before, like, maybe I just stay up all night, I don't have to worry about it. Oh yes. Upon which realization, I attempted an experiment. I didn't sleep awake all night. They sure looked good for a man who hadn't slept. And the results. By first light, I was exhausted, and began to be assailed by fits of drowsiness. Shocking. And so, the conclusion of last night's experiment is this. A good night's sleep is quite simply essential. Yes, I think most of us probably knew that already. Susanoo's like, do I really... What others presuppose, I prove by experimentation. That, my dear fellow, is the scientific method. I mean, rather learn by experience than just by believing somebody. That's something I said on a tape once, and for some reason, and not to toot my own horn or anything. Yes, and one more thing. Do you remember this? Ah, yes I do. Of course, it's the poison that Miss Green was about to drink at the hospital yesterday. That's right. Oh, you didn't manage to... It was a laborious task, as the bottle was near empty. But such inconveniences do not hinder Sholmes. Smoke. I managed to confirm that it contained Strike 9. So I was right. And it's the same kind of poison, too. It makes it even more... you know, likely that she was the one who did it. Perhaps, though, of course, such circumstantial evidence doesn't prove Miss Green's guilt. I shall leave the bottle in your care now, but licking the inside of the neck is not recommended. I hope you're not speaking from experience here. Maybe that's how you fell asleep. Ah, can I have a word? Uh-oh. Oh, okay, that was definitely not his voice. Gregson, how good of you to come. What's all this talk about coming? Forget it. Excuse me. I haven't come in 10 years. Wait a minute, Inspector. Get back over here with your fish and shit. I don't wish to make a nuisance of myself. From the look on your face, I'd say it's someone else who you think is making a nuisance of himself. My dear Inspector, please speak freely. Pretend that I'm not here. Believe me, if I could do that, life would be a whole lot simpler for me. Do you have the results, Inspector, of the investigation of Mr. Shakespeare's room? Please tell me you do. Not yet. Shouldn't be long now, though. No, I'm here about something else. That dead convict, actually. Oh, you mean... You mean Duncan? Oh, no, the convict. Yeah, the guy in the jail. Okay. And so many people dying in this game, I tell you. I just can't keep track of all these corpses. Oh, you mean the man from this newspaper article we discovered yesterday in Mr. Chancellor's room? Yeah. That's right, it was under his floorboard. Like, what? Is it possible Miss Olive Green was hiding those down there? I doubt it. A man by the name of, yes, Selden. I went through the archives at the yard and dug out the fellow's file. Turns out he survived. There's something in there that, well, caught my eye. That is a thick file. I do not have time to read that, but I do have time to do this. What? Something caught your eye? What, Inspector? What? What, Lorraine? What? I've copied out the relevant parts for you, so you can read it for yourself. Well, thank God. Thank you. The capital offender's file has been entered in. Oh God, we have got to look at this. These documents include the details that were in the newspaper cutting we found in Mr. Shakespeare's room. I'll rearrange everything in the court records so we don't have duplicate information. Great. Thank you. Why are you giving us a copy of this important file, though? Well, we'll find out about that next time! No, we're looking at this. It's got your file about the convicted criminal Selden that includes the newspaper article of indictment in prison. Let's see, 18 counts of... What the hell? 18 counts of burglary? How the hell do you do it that many times? 6 counts of suspected murder. 6? Died of natural causes. Wow, geez, he got off easy then. Whilst in prison, his final moments witnessed only by his cellmate. The estimated £1,000 worth of loot he stole remains unrecovered. Manchester Strange Waste Prison announced the death of convicted murderer. He had been suffering from fever since the end of October. Alerted by the shouts of his fellow cellmate, medical staff arrived to find him already dead before his capital punishment. Okay, so they did find him already dead. He didn't survive. He's not Shakespeare. He might have been working with the guy. I don't know. Like, there's something up here. Why are you giving us a copy of this? Well, because it's the truth, you know, and you deserve to know it. Well, you're the ones who turned up the clue in the first place, aren't you? I'm just making sure things get handled in the proper fashion. Oh, Scotland Yard's workings are so wonderful. Indeed, my dear fellows, and the inspector here is a shining diamond in its crown. Shining diamond in the rough, maybe. His love will find me in the rough. Look, I just don't want to be beholden to a lawyer, that's all. Sometimes you just have to hurry up and sing a song, even when it's slow. Counsel for the defense, dude, and the defendant, dude. Court proceedings are about to resume, dude. Make your way to the courtroom at once, dude. Okay, dude. Well, I shall leave you then. I gotta get more sleep. I'll be listening with interest from the public gallery. You know what I'll do? I'll just open my voice recorder on my phone and leave it in there. And then I'll come back 6 hours later, pick it up, listen to the recording. I'm rather tired of seeing Mr. Mustache and floods of tears personally, so the best of luck to you. Welcome to the Mr. Naruto Squad! Yes, Mr. Naruto. It's time, isn't it? Yes, this is it. Miss Olive Green and Mr. William Shakespeare. This is going to be the final battle. You better believe it. I won't really have saved Sosuke-san until I've exposed the whole truth of everything that's been going on. But it's all coming to a head now. You can do it, Ryunosuke. You have to. What do we got? February 23rd, 12:30 p.m. After lunch, the Old Bailey Court. Why, do we take lunch at 11:30? That sounds nice. Then by the time it gets to 5, though, you're feeling pretty shitty. You get that 2:30 feeling. In the name of Her Majesty, the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again now. Again! Before the recess, we heard a most startling accusation from the defense. Namely, that the victim of the case we heard here only a few days ago is the true perpetrator of this incident. A reckless, rash, and prejudiced change of wrongdoing, in my opinion, my lord. However, the prosecution has tried to extend every courtesy to this amateur newcomer from dubious eastern shores. Alright, you decided to use some different words? Jeez, thank you for that backhanded consideration. I don't care. A rather cold assessment from the honorable British prosecutor, I must say. That will pay dividends later on. So Lord Van Zeeks is the new witness present and ready to take the stand? I assume so. Ladies and gentlemen, I present unto you Her. Very well, bailiff, bring the witnesses in. By the way, Her is a pretty cool movie. I liked it. Oh my god, this guy. Is she over there painting? What was she doing? Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court, please. William Shamsbury, my liege. For mine occupation, I can say only that I be a tragic victim to be pitied. Currently unemployed, in other words. I'm Olive Green. I'm a fledgling artist. Well, no. Not a fledgling, really. A hopeless failure who's too weak-spirited to admit she has no talent, I suppose. Is she gonna be like Vera Mission, like showing us her paintings? They all be like facial expressions. Also currently unemployed, in other words. Well, gee, don't... What a... what a cock. Mr. Shamspeare. My lord, I am thy humble servant. What do you want? I'm afraid that you are no longer merely the victim in this affair. The possibility has been raised that you are in fact the assailant, intent on taking the life of your fellow lodger. The part you have played in this whole business will be thoroughly scrutinized, I assure you. I would for naught else, my lord. And Miss Green, I don't know what to say to you right now. You are aware of the reason you have been summoned to this courtroom today, I presume? Yes, the officer did explain. Oh boy. He said I poisoned this ridiculous buffoon. And, do you accept the charge, Miss Green? It doesn't matter whether I accept it, I didn't do it! I don't know anything about any poisoning. And, I don't know anything about this man. Well, she wouldn't. Like, if hypothetically he was trying to kill her and he killed her fiancé. Well, no. Verily I know not, thy prickly pea-pigmented personage. Hey, I'm the one who does the alliteration around here. I'll likely ask you to calm it down. Very well, let's proceed with the matter at hand. That being to ascertain whether or not Miss Green has any involvement in this affair. It's all very strange indeed. Why would you suspect me? My voice cracked. How did I get that red arrow off of my... What do you call that thing? I forget what that's called. I barely ever go to the East End anyway. It so happens that I passed by that neighborhood 6 days ago, that's all. And on the night that this man was poisoned, I was still in hospital fighting for my life. Yes, having been unfortunately caught up in the incident on the street outside of the Garrigan household. Ugh, God, that thing went deep too, jeez. Yeah, I almost think that's too deep for gravity, like, because that's what we decide. I mean, that's what we established originally. I don't know. An incident that rendered you unconscious for some 3 days. 72 hours. I was struck in the middle of my back by a knife, from no fault of my own, and now I'm under suspicion? What are the irrelevant things might I be suspected of? It's all very disturbing. It's all too much pressure. Your energies may be better spent worrying about random knife attacks, I feel, Miss Green. At this point in time, all that appears to connect you with Mr. Shamsbury's lodgings is the Briar Road incident of 6 days ago. Oh, boy. Oh, can we just bring out the envelope already? That's why. We would like you to testify formally now about exactly what happened. Oh no. The incident 6 days ago? You mean you want me to relive that awful accident? No, please don't. Unfortunately, yeah. Please tell the court what happened that day. And of course, Sword, we will be interested to hear from you about your movements that day too, Mr. Shamspeare. Oh, let me tell you. But what happened 6 days ago has nothing to do with me being poisoned. And you want to know about my movements? Let us proceed then. The witnesses will present their formal testimony to the court. Well, this should be interesting. On the subject of the incident that took place on Briar Road the evening of the 17th of February. 6 days ago. My God. Who would have ever thought we'd see these two on the screen together? Those are two totally different cases. It was 6 days ago at about 5 p.m. I was walking along in the snow when I was suddenly stabbed in the back. Coincidentally, it happened to be just outside the house where the men in this case had their lodgings. Are you painting your cheek? I was at the tavern on the eve of which thou speakest, for I had bespoke my supper. It was the first time I'd been in the area. I had a little matter to attend to, that's all. No, we need to hear about that, though. Anyway, I was admitted straight to hospital, so I knew nothing about all this business. So you never got to find out, you know, what happened to your fiancé. I don't think the person intended ever to tell you, actually. Well, That depends, really. Yes, a second incident inside a week in what I believe to be aptly described as the haunted lodgings. One can only presume that this is a most unfortunate coincidence. Meanwhile, you say you were not in your room, Mr. Shamspear. 'Twas the following morn when I did awaken that I learned of the dire events. Mary, what a commotion did the officers of the law make on the floor above mine. When Setsuki-san was arrested, yeah, there was a bit going on there. I also suspect that there was nothing connecting these two witnesses but happenstance. It's true, it does seem as though they're unrelated at first glance, but I'm not so sure. There's something lurking in the shadows here. I feel certain of it. And this is my one and only chance to expose it. We'll do that. Counsel, you may now cross-examine these two witnesses if you wish. Yes, of course, my lord. Why would I want to do anything else? It's the only weapon I got here. Okay, well... Wait, did it? Oh my god. Okay, the condensation from my drink dripped down on my foot. It scared the crap out of me. 6 days ago, about 5 p.m., you're walking along the snowy side of the side of the back. See, what we thought in that case was that she bent over and the knife fell from above and stabbed her, so... Well acquainted with the case. I'm sorry you had to go through that. It was awful. I still can't believe I was unconscious for so long. And I woke up to find the case had been solved and the culprit arrested. Yes, the incident has been resolved already. Perhaps it would help you to consider it a bad dream that ended with your awakening and should now be forgotten. You think I'm going to forget the pain in my back? It's going to happen every day of my life now. My back is going to be in pain! I suppose so, though. Thank you. But before you put it completely behind you, Miss Green, I need you to remember the details one last time. You must tell the court exactly what happened that day for us to arrive at the truth about this new case. The problem is, yeah, she couldn't testify last time, so, like, we had to go off the seat of our pants. There's nothing to tell, really. I was just walking along the pavement. Okay, so, what's special there? Coincidentally, it happened to be just outside the house where the men in this case have their lodgings. I mean, nothing special there, but I'll press it anyway. What were you doing there that day, though? Yeah, well, she's about to tell us in the next statement, but... The art school you attend? What's it called? Oh, yes. It's the Thorndike Academy of Fine Arts. That comes up again. According to Mr. Sholmes, that's just in the vicinity of Brixton Road. Which is some 10 stops away from the scene on the Underground. Ugh. I believe you mentioned before that you also live on Brixton Road, isn't that right? So why then would you have been walking along Briar Road in the middle of the East End? Well, it's because, oh yes, of course. I thought it might make a nice picture. Oh, don't do this. The witness is a student of art. City-dwelling artists can't all paint grand urban vistas. That's right, that's right. I probably look at their hard time. Oh, she's freaking out. Where's Apollo when you need him? Oh, perhaps quaint would have been a less grating term. Point is, she's definitely hiding something, and that's what we're about to get to. Seems she's not going to be forthcoming with the truth. If she's trying to hide why she was there that evening, it must mean there's a reason for her not wanting us to know. That is kind of weird, like, I mean, is it so... Why would she not want us to know? Like, she was just trying to find out about her husband. Like, you think she'd want to figure that out? And you, Mr. Shamspear, on the evening of the incident 6 days ago, would you tell the court what exactly you were doing? This jackass. It would be my pleasure, sire. Sooner or later, one of these is going to react to each other, and then we're going to have to start doing that. I was at the tavern on the eve of which I'll speak, for I just want my supper. Okay. Can't see this really leading to anything. A tavern, you say? Which one? 'Twas the Slug and Salad where I did tarry. 'Tis a jewel in the East End. And a little unexpected, I feel. Huh? What do you mean, Lord Van Zeeks? You're helping us out again, are you? The Slug and Salad offers unusually fine dining, for the locality at least. Not an establishment you'd expect to be patronized by a man with not even a crumb of bread in his room. Huh, well, I was just gonna go in there, order the food, eat, and then just leave without paying. What were they gonna do? I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often, actually, like in the real world. Maybe it does, like, just because you never see it doesn't mean... It's true, the menu lists premium crusts of bread and glasses of water and different levels of cloudiness. Well, at least the water's free. I mean, I would have expected Grub's Grubbery in the local vicinity to be more appropriate for your means. Watery soup and mushy peas. Or rather, soupy water and pea-like mush. Also speaking from experience, hopefully not. Yeah, all equally appetizing. I just wanted to try some water in a different pub for once. What's wrong with that? How different can water really be? Or perhaps there's a more plausible explanation. Because he was meeting her, I bet you anything. I bet you anything! Agreed. The fact that on that day of all days, he dined at a place he wouldn't normally, it does stand out. The thing is, if he was going to meet her, and somebody else killed her, I guess it's still possible somebody else could have killed her so she wouldn't find out, but I keep forgetting, like, what we know and what we don't. So, like, I'm still assuming here that Shamspear is the one that killed her fiancé. I'm just going to keep going with that. I don't know, though. So Mr. Shamspear's own actions on the day of the incident, he stated, were slightly suspicious. And auspicious. I wonder if we have some evidence that can explain those actions. I'm gonna hold off for a second. I wish we did, but sadly I can't think of anything at the moment. Like, we have more to press. If we find a clue that could explain why Mr. Shamspear went there, we must present it to the court. Yes, absolutely. If that is all on this matter, counsel, I would ask Miss Green to reiterate her next statement. Segue. It's the first time I've been in the area. I had a little matter to attend to. So this is the one right here. This is where we need to get information. What little matter, Miss Green? Please elaborate, for the love of God. It's nothing, really. It's not worth mentioning. Not worth mentioning. If you remember, you mentioned it to us yesterday at the hospital. It was related to the card you were holding. Miss Green! Oh, jeez. She was that close. What was that? She clearly just hit something. Yep. Flashbacks. Gotta love them. From memory, I believe the card contained a note that read, I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Well, what does that matter? This has nothing to do with Duncan. What? Do it.
Excuse me.
Mr. Shamspear, do you have something to share with the court? What's up with this? To be or not to be? That is the question. Well, that's the one we were all waiting for, wasn't it? Pray forgive me, the great bard's words springeth from within me with an nearer thought. Don't tell me. It's because you're possessed by Shakespeare's spirit, right? Straight in the armband. Hearing Miss Green's words a moment ago seemed to make you think of something. Something of relevance, perhaps? Well, nay, sire. 'Twas nothing at all. Presumably you know the name, though. Mr. Duncan Ross, I mean. Duncan. After all, you were both lodgers in the same house. I would it were so, but sadly nay. Lodging be a lonely occupation, sire. My lodging fellows be rarely known to me. So you haven't heard of him, even though he passed away in the room just one floor above yours. Ah! So much Miss Green? Me, my lord? Have I done something wrong? The card that was mentioned before containing the note. Do you have it upon your person? No, they took it from me. I do, yes, but I don't need it anymore. In fact, I should throw it away, really. Okay. Shouldn't be so quick to get rid of that. Oh, don't tell me. Before you dispose of it, the court will take it as evidence, please. Thank you. Okay, yes. Of course, that's what links Mr. Shamspear and Miss Green. There we go. It's Duncan Ross. Now, continue with your testimony, please, Miss Green. Don't mind if I do, sir. Sir? Anyway, I was admitted straight to hospital, so I knew nothing about all this. I mean, let's go. Whatever. Let's get it out of the way. Yes, you didn't regain consciousness until the day after the trial, did you? In the early hours. Exactly. So how could I have had anything to do with it? And yet you still haul me in here to court like this, honestly? So at the time of the poisoning, the witness was unconscious in her hospital bed. Could there be a more airtight alibi, I ask you? Guess not. And yet, in spite of that, you claimed that I was the culprit. Well, I mean, it's a means to an end, you know? It's losing the battle so we can win the war, you know? But you certainly haven't produced any evidence to support your wild claim, have you? None at all. There you have it. The good lady has yet to see evidence, my learned Nipponese friend. Haha! I'm working on it. Counsel, I will point out here that the jury's next decision will be final. I know! We're really up against the wall here. Oh, man. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo, you pursued Mr. Shamsphere wonderfully there. Worked out well, hasn't it? We have a new clue at last. Alright, now I need to pull off a really insightful objection somewhere. That was me. Well, as you've managed to expose this promising new angle, I wonder if you should perhaps try to develop that. Yes, of course. Yelling out objections isn't necessarily the best way to do that, I suppose. Well. Let's look at this. The envelope has been ripped open rather carelessly, hasn't it? This green strikes me as the type to open correspondence more neatly than that. Unless it's something super important. What is it? The way the envelope is torn, I'm almost sure I've seen that exact same shape somewhere else. I knew we were going to see it. I've been looking for it the whole time. You don't mean, were you thinking of this piece of evidence, Mr. Naruhodo? Exactly, that's it. Try to match them up. Now place it on the altar! Yeah, wow. They go together perfectly. This torn off end of the envelope clearly belongs with this card. The detail, yeah, okay, I had a feeling we were going to have to do that. We got cop cars. They're coming to arrest her. Here it is. Present evidence. Here we go. I got your number, pal. Mr. Shamsphere? Yes? Hey, that actually works for a change. On the day in question, is it not the case that you visited the Slug and Salad, a place you normally don't patronize? For a very particular reason? I don't know what you're talking about. Well, it's too bad that I do. Pray thou hast some purpose speakest. Damn it! Very well. I will present the court with evidence. Evidence that explains why you had to be at the Slug and Salad that day. Namely, only this. Take that! Mm-hmm. I believe this card reveals the answer. Good lord. Miss Green's card, you mean? It's like a green card, but different. That's right, my lord. It reads, I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on 17th. Don't tell anybody else about this letter, or the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance. I keep saying that wrong on purpose. Mr. Shamsphere, your actions on the afternoon of Miss Green's stabbing are exactly as described in this note. Oh. Personally, I find it hard to believe that that's a coincidence. Don't you, Mr. Shamsphere? Oh! Well, by golly. Excuse me, can I say something? Sure. Yes, Miss Green. That card was delivered to me. It doesn't have anything to do with this odd man, does it? Well, you'd think so, yes, but it's hard to believe it's merely... It is hard to believe that's a coincidence, but I guess there could have been anybody in that restaurant, though. It didn't have to be him. But the piece of envelope was found in his apartment, though. That's the weird thing. My lord, may I? May you what, Miss Green? I'd like to make something very clear about that card. Oh, shit, what is this? Very well, then, you may amend your testimony to include details about the peculiar note. I noticed we still have the broken off piece of envelope. Maybe that's... This note was delivered to me my address. It's nothing to do with the odd man next to me here. But we still have the piece of envelope that was found in Mr. Shamsphere's room. I'm gonna do it. Hell yeah, dude. The day before the incident, exactly 1 week ago now, this note was delivered to your address. And upon carrying out the instructions in the note, you found yourself in the hospital. I find it funny how they say in hospital. It makes sense, though. It's like in utero. Yes, I did. It's terrible. Everything that's happened to me. Yes, it is terrible. If it's all true, that is. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. What do you mean? Shit. Miss Green, have a look at this, please. It's the torn-off end of an envelope. An env. How is it? And it just so happens that it fits together perfectly with the envelope of the note you received. What is this? Where'd you find that? Oh, well, in Mr. Shamspeare's room. Oh, in my room? Yes, that's a Beach Boys song. Mr. Shamspeare. Do you perhaps remember this note from somewhere? Oh! Man, every single time. Your actions that afternoon follow the instructions in the note to the letter. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. And so that's exactly where you went. Boy, you in trouble. Let me ask you again, Mr. Shamspeare. You already knew about this note, didn't you? And you, Miss Green. Oh, what did I do? As this torn-off end of the envelope proves, the note was originally in Mr. Shamspeare's room. So how is it that it came to be in your possession? Well, I think... what do I think? I think the letter was opened in his room, and that's why the piece of the envelope is there. You just rip it off and you throw the other piece away without even thinking about it. You know, it's like, it wouldn't make sense for the piece to be there, and yet the envelope to be opened somewhere else, unless you kept the piece, which why would you do that? Unless you were planting it, which, yeah. Anyway. I don't have the first idea. I'm just a fledgling artist, after all. Damn it! There's only one explanation. You broke into Mr. Shamspeare's room and stole it. You stole fizzy lifting drinks! You bumped into the ceiling, which now has to be washed and sterilized, so you get nothing! You lose! Good day, ma'am! You did what? Sorry, that house, what? You broke me down in my room? What on earth? What do you want with me? Don't look at him. She's winking. He's like a Persona 5 character or something. It would seem that both witnesses need to testify again. Again! Oh. These two, Miss Green, I haven't spoken in a while, so let me tell you, I'm gonna make the best of it. Whilst you have the court's sympathy, I'm sure, for the suffering you have endured in recent events, anyone found to be giving false testimony in a court of law will be duly punished. Please bear that in mind. He's being so, nice to her. He's saying please and everything, It's not the kind of thing I normally even notice. But, very well then, witnesses, you will get formal testimony again now. Please. On the subject of this curious anomaly regarding the note Miss Green claims to have received. Claims to have received. Maybe he tore off the end of the envelope and then just sent it to her with the envelope like that. I do remember now. 'Twas a week ago. Peradventure, that note was delivered unto me. On the day writ therein, I did tarry a long hour at the Slug and Salad, yet nobody came. Thereafter, on the evening I shared the company of the Japanese fellow, I did see the note had vanished. I don't know what you mean. You think I snuck into this man's room, do you? Why would I? Well, we have two things. I can point out the villain here. And as for that torn-off piece of the envelope, I don't know anything about it. Somehow she just looks tougher now than she did before. It's so weird. You now claim to have received this letter, do you, Mr.? Why would he receive it, though? If the note is for her, I have information about... What did the note say again? Let me see something here. Wow, so in the evidence, it doesn't really say what the note says. They told us what it said, though. Like, they told us twice, so... Okay, so, well, that's weird. Faith 'tis so, my lord. And I would swear to have set it upon the table in my humble lodgings. The only thing in there that has anything on it, so I would surely notice sooner than I did. Yet it's clear to me now, since I returned from the tavern that night, I've not yet laid eyes upon it. Well, that being the case, young lady, it would appear that your testimony was... a lie. Is that what you think? How unfair of you to think I'm the one lying. I beg your pardon. I'm just a fledgling artist, as I said, and fledgling artists don't lie. That note was delivered to me at my address. Besides, you all know who the liar around here is. If that's true, Mr. Oh, my ear just popped. Oh, good. My right ear, ever since I got COVID, has been stopped up, and I figured it was just because I was coughing up into it or something. It's been like that for about a week now. I've been using some H2O2, but anyway, if that's true, Miss Green, how do you explain the facts? This part of the envelope was, without question, found in Mr. Champspeare's room. We found it ourselves. There's no reason to doubt that. I don't see why I should explain. Sorry. I'm a fledgling artist. My job here is just to say what happened, that's all. It's your job to give the explanations and the proofs. You, the fledgling lawyer. I'm at least an adept at this point. The fledgling will do his best. Evidently, my learned friend's cross-examination is our only hope of learning the truth. Wow, you really think so? Well, counsel, I'm ready, my lord. I think. Very well, then. You think. The defense will now proceed with the cross-examination of the witnesses. Miss Green clearly did break into Mr. Champspeare's room. There can be no question of that. And that's how she acquired the note. Are we? If the note was written out to her, I want to go back and see what the note said now. Because, like, why would it get sent to him? Ugh, that's weird. Two facts that are starting to lead me to a possible explanation for all this. Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Oh! What the note said was, I have information about Duncan's death. They could have sent that to him as a way of saying, hey, I know what you did. Oh, gosh, I didn't even think about that. She said it was delivered to her, he said it was delivered to him, and it's not a pretty one. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, I'm glad I thought of that when I did. I'm gonna never get through this. This has been so good, though. Man, this has been, like, the best case ever. I do remember now, 'twas a week ago, peradventure, the note was delivered unto me. Okay. Hold it! And can you shed any light on the contents of the note at all? Nay, sire. 'Tis as strange to me as a foreign tongue. Even with a knowledge of literature as great as mine own, verily it's impenetrable. Mr. Duncan Ross had lodgings in the same household as you. In effect, he was your neighbor, so surely you knew him. Surely you knew him, didn't you? Nope. Alack, if the choice is betwixt I knew him and I knew him not, then 'tis with foreboding that I be forced to declare we were by some small measure acquainted. Okay, okay. Despite your claims, though, you followed the note's instructions and went to the Slug and Salad. Okay, let's say the note did get sent to him. He went there and nobody showed up. Oh gosh, what if they sent her, like, the same note? Oh my god. Can you imagine? Except I think she would have mentioned something about the envelope being torn and saying I didn't tear it that way or something. I don't know. Presumably that was nothing to do with your knowledge of literature. Mary Knott will have the better of me, sire. Save for the lure of curiosity. So 'tis true I was compelled by mine own eager heart to betake myself to the tavern. Yet in the end, my curiosity was not satiated. On the day return, okay, did tarry a long hour at the Slug and Salad. Okay, let's check it out. Here we are. There's not much to learn here, though. So even after waiting for an hour, nobody came. Well, yes, sire. 'Tis as thou sayst. Really? You paused for a moment before you answered. You touched the back of your neck. In truth, when thou asked whether nobody appeared, I did suddenly recall. Oh, wait, do we have something here? Oh, shoot, wait a minute. I was not alone that night at the Slug and Salad, my lord, no. 'Tis returning to me now. Yeah, now. I did treat my lips to almost clear water, and mine innards to a premium crust of bread. And all around me danced a great many companions. What do you mean? Flies, sire. Oh. Whoa. Good lord. In the name of Beelzebub. Is that actually how you pronounce that? Because the Z comes before the... What were they? Fairies, perchance, from a Midsummer Night's Dream, come to taunt me? I think they were just flies. Maybe they were fireflies. Got a little Last of Us crossover here. I can't help thinking that the flies ought to choose something more wholesome to buzz around. Well, maybe he stinks. Maybe he stalinks. Maybe he forgot to put on his burning deodorant. Thereafter, on the evening I shared the company of the Japanese fellow, I did see the note had vanished. Hold it! So you only just then, like, noticed that it vanished? That's like 6 days later, right? What exactly did you notice that had gone missing? Such idle thoughts never accompany my mind. I am busied with greater ideas. I don't have time to check my email. In other words, you didn't notice. No, you didn't! Several days passed between your outing to the tavern and Mr. Natsume's visit to your room. Yes, it would appear the note disappeared sometime in that interval. Such idle thoughts never occur to my okay. And yet during that time, Miss Green was comatose in hospital, was she not? Clearly then, she could not have been stealing things from Mr. Shamspeare's room. Ah, yes. Yes, of course. It's all some sort of misunderstanding, isn't it, Mr. Prosecutor, sir? Yes, it is, sweetie. Calm down. You have so far failed to get a satisfactory explanation as to how you came by the note. Or maybe there were two notes. Oh, gosh. But if that's the case, then it wasn't... Ooh. What if he, like, sent himself a note and sent her a note? Like, it could have... Let's stop. I'm not here to advocate for your defense, man. Stop brainstorming. I won't tolerate inconsistencies in your story. You would do well to remember that. He says that a lot, too. That and, like, pray my insolence or whatever. Pray forgive my impudence or whatever. What sort of ends he's getting at? I don't know what you mean. You think I snuck into this man's room, do you? Why would I? Hold it! Seems that this note was actually delivered to Mr. Shamspeare about 1 week ago. Oh, does it? But for some reason, it ended up in your possession. I should probably do away with this theory about there being two notes, because otherwise I'm going to not be able to concentrate. I can't think of any way that could have happened except for you breaking into Mr. Shamspeare's lodging. Objection! But for what reason would the witness have done that? I don't know. Also, how good is she at breaking into places? Like, I don't know. Is that really easy to do back then? I won't deny that Miss Green's possession of the note would appear to defy logic. However, until and unless her involvement in this case can be proven in some other way, any further pursuit of this note is meaningless. Miss Green could only have come to be in possession of the note by stealing it from Mr. Shamspeare's room, at least based on what we know right now. And yet there's no obvious reason why she would have done such a thing. What if there was some other reason? Want to poison the, gas pipe, maybe? That's like the only other reason she would go there. If, indeed, it was her that did it, which they've been leaning heavily towards that for a while here. Yeah, we're so close to a breakthrough. The only thing's about breakthroughs, yo ass, about to break through the CDO pants. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try it. Well, wait, not on the fifth statement. I'm going here. Huh. Well, it's kind of, they've been telling me, like, don't pursue the note any further. What do we have that we could use, though? Do we have the poison? Oh, yeah, we do. I'm gonna try it. Objection! Booyah! I say the exact same thing every time, like, I'm gonna try it, and I press the button. It's like, jeez. Yesterday at the hospital, we saw you with this bottle. And though the contents spilt during the course of our meeting, a small quantity remained. A small quantity? What is a titty? According to the defense's independent analysis, Mr. Sholmes' chemistry set. Nice wording. The liquid that was still in the bottle was identified as Strike 9. What? Strike 9? The very same poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspeare. Miss Green, you broke into this man's lodgings. We know this now. For one reason, and one reason alone. To cover the end of the pipe that feeds the gas lamp and Mr. Shamspeare's with poison! Oh, he's looking at her like, dude, you didn't. Oh, you didn't. Can this be? You've broken my room. Bitch, are you for real? I guess. It may seem incredible to the court. Oh, but from the remaining clues, there's only one logical conclusion that we can reach. Is it raining again? I got the window open. It's a little warm up here. The person who attempted to take Mr. Shamspeare's life with poison was you, Miss Olive Green. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dearie. Me. Oh my god, dude. What was she painting? Whatever. Oh my god. Wait, was that? Oh my god. All that happened so fast there. There was so much visual overstimulation, I tell you. Counsel, are you seriously suggesting this woman put poison on the end of the gas pipe with intent to kill? Well, the thing is, the only reason she would do that is if she already knew he was doing the thing. But I guess she did know that because that's how he killed her fiancé. But did she know how he killed her fiancé? Because if she got a note saying, I have information about Duncan's murder, she would have already known how he died. So it makes more sense for him to have gotten the note from somebody saying, I know what you did. Could it be her that sent him the note? I mean, I don't know. And then maybe she tried to steal it back, you know, to cover her tracks or something? Yes, my lord. There's no other way to explain the facts. But if Miss Green did indeed set this odious trap 6 days ago, and the victim had put his mouth to the pipe that very evening as expected, the attempted murder would have happened 6 days ago, surely. Oh, shit. Right. Is somebody seriously mowing their lawn right now? Well, I guess we're going with it. You got Leukogen syndrome over here. Perhaps not, my lord. Oh, I beg your pardon. There was a significant police presence in the area that evening on account of the incident on Briar Road. Local residents were being interviewed throughout the night as part of the ongoing inquiry. A circumspect criminal would likely have chosen not to carry out any wrongdoing at that time. Lord Van Zeeks. And of course, the following morning, there was more activity at Mr. Shamspeare's address. More activity? I keep getting my timeline mixed up here, yeah, wow. You mean his fellow lodger, Mr. Natsume, being arrested on suspicion of murder, yeah. That's right. And as the defense has already proposed, Mr. Shamspeare was meddling with the gas in the pipe for a very sinister reason himself. To cause the gas stove in Mr. Natsume's room to go out, thereby asphyxiating the occupant. But once Mr. Natsume had been arrested, his room was under constant surveillance by the police. In the circumstances, Mr. Shamspeare had no reason to blow air into the gas pipe. Oh, so he had already gotten rid of him. But he would have had to know that Natsume was going to get arrested for something. Huh. His intended victim being in a prison cell, with the need to tamper with the gas removed, the poison on the pipe lay dormant. Actually, he'd probably already been arrested at that point, and that's why he didn't do it. Because aren't we saying he did it after? And then 3 days ago now, the situation changed again. Right! Mr. Natsume's trial, which took place here at the Old Bailey, came to an end. The trial in which the man stood accused of stabbing Miss Green in the back, but was duly acquitted. Thanks to me, that resulted in Mr. Natsume returning to his lodgings for the first time in 2 days. It must have been very cold in there. And that very night, his gas stove mysteriously went out, and Mr. Shamspeare was mysteriously poisoned. How weird is that? In conclusion, the poison that was present on the mouth of the gas pipe had been put there in the victim's room some 4 days earlier. Alright, Oh, Mary. No, please. She's got a little box she's standing on. Oh, that's so funny. I didn't even notice that until just now. With that new understanding, it becomes clear that this letter was all part of the plan. What plan? Let me sort some things out for you here. The court will recall that the note gave instructions to visit the Slug and Salad at 5 o'clock, and that the recipient should tell nobody else. The reason for those instructions are now clear. To ensure that the lodger would not be at home at the stated time. Oh. To make sure I wasn't home, so that somebody could break in. While you were out, Miss Green could safely slip into your room, knowing that she wouldn't be disturbed. You mean to say, that letter was written by Miss Green, yes. She's like, I know what you did. And in order to cover her tracks, she took it away with her when she left. Just after she smeared poison over the mouth of the gas pipe in your room. Huh. Oh, right, because she delivered the letter way before then. Yeah, okay. So I was like, wait, she didn't take the letter in and then take it right back out. But no, she sent the letter before. And then came back later and took the letter back, but didn't get the other piece of the envelope. Okay, yeah. We're back to, what is it? You know, back to understanding here. What do you have to say for yourself, witness? Oh, shit. Never seen her like this. Is she gonna transform? Have we seen any transformations yet? Well, sort of. Like, the entire progression of the case is a transformation. Just who are you? Why did you try to kill me? Miss Green's motive should be obvious. Yeah, it really should. It's all tied up with someone whose name we've heard several times already during the course of this trial. So, that's what's behind all this. You will share your apparent understanding with the court, please, counsel. Which person is behind this woman's motive for the attack on the victim's life? Here we go. Let's see. Hi there.
Take that!
Duncan Ross. That's right. Before the defendant, Mr. Natsume, took up residence in the lodgings of Mr. Garadeb's, somebody else was renting that room. Mr. Duncan Ross. I knew I'd heard the name somewhere else. It was all over the papers a month ago, when the man died in strange circumstances at the haunted lodgings. That does ring a vague... Oh, yeah, of course, yes, I got this. Okay, I'm okay. I'm caught up now. The young man they claimed was strangled by the convict's curse or some such. Sadly, my lord, it wasn't a curse of any kind, nor was it an accident. The man died as a result of Mr. Shamsphere blowing into the gas pipe and causing gas to leak into the room. It was murder, I don't know if that was his intent, but he did cause the person to die, so there's... What do they call that? I mean, it's just murder by accident, or... It's like involuntary manslaughter or something like that. The world is so unfair. Curses, curious deaths. That's all people care about. If it's an interesting story, they want to know. It doesn't cross their minds that real people are involved. And once they're bored, just 1 month later, once the story's lost its appeal, everyone's forgotten him. Oh, gosh. Mr. Ross was Miss Green's fiancé. Oh, man. He looks like he feels bad. You may not have known until now who Miss Green really is, Mr. Shamsphere. But she's known exactly who you are all along. Because you're her sworn enemy. The murderer who took the life of the man she was to marry! Marry? Yeah, marry this time, that's right. Miss Green, is it not the case that in order to exact revenge on Mr. Shamsphere, you smeared poison over the end of the gas pipe? Oh, it's raining again. Well, so much for that lawnmower. Now, she's still, like, turned around. That nice detail. This is all quite extraordinary. Am I correct in my understanding that you now accuse both parties, counsel? How many people do you want to take down with you? Each on different counts of murder? Yes. My lord. That's correct.
Objection!
Uh-oh. I'm the one who gets to prosecute around here, motherfucker. Get off. Inhaling so deeply, it appears that my fledgling learned friend has taken in a lung full of dubious gas that's causing his judgment to be clouded. Say what? I don't know anymore. Why would Mr. Shamsphere have wanted to kill these lodgers, as you say? You have completely failed to provide a motive to substantiate your accusation against the man. Yes, that's right, Mr. Reaper, my liege. You've saved me, once again. I have been slighted. 'Tis lies, all lies, I deny every utterance. And you'll have to forgive me, Mr. Naruhodo, sir. But I don't intend to admit to anything either. Miss Green, I'm kind of not surprised. I'm sure you'll think I'm being very rude, but I'm not going to be sent to the gallows for the likes of this scoundrel. Okay, here we go. Oh, she's pissed now. But you broke into the man's room! If you didn't do it to smear poison on the pipe, what was your reason? Huh. I thought I'd have a look around, that's all. Yeah, she would have had to reach up there. Like, if he needed a box to reach the pipe to kiss it, she would have needed a freaking ladder or something to get up there. I thought I'd have a look around, that's all. You know, get to know my husband's murderer. You're right, I suspected him. So I thought perhaps I might find some evidence or something in his room. Evidence that it was him who took Duncan's life. Well, thank goodness the rain is a pleasant sound, otherwise I'd be closing that window. Oh vileness, oh villainy, oh tyranny, oh rotundity of a woman! Don't you even. But in any case, whenever I leave my room, I do turn the key in the lock. Well, I got a key around my neck, so... Anyway, that whole place is falling apart. The locks on the doors are no different. Duncan showed me once how to unlock the door. With some terps and a piece of wire. Oh, I'm glad they explained this, actually. They really covered their bases here. Oh awfulness, oh artfulness, oh tyranny, oh profanity of woman! We will consider your trespassing on some future occasion, but for now, tell the court what you found, what evidence your search revealed. Well, I spotted the note that I'd sent him lying on the floor. Lying on the floor! I come undone! When I went to pick it up, I noticed something. One of the floorboards was loose, and underneath it, I discovered a secret hiding place. Ah. So she knew about the stuff on the floor. Yeah, we discovered it too. Inside, we found a newspaper cutting, a photograph, and an empty tin box. Ah, yes, well, the thing is, when I found it, the box wasn't empty. Oh, did you take something? Maybe that's where the $1,000 worth of stuff that got smuggled ended up. Oh! Wow. Is this the first time she smiled? Wow. It's a rather nice key. I knew that was not just a small detail. What are you doing with that? What the? Every ounce of color is drained from his face. Give it here! Give it to me now! And I said, give it! And she's like, tough! And I'm like, make me! And she's like, okay! It's mine, I inherited it. What was that, witness? What did you say? You inherited it. Huh? From her late husband? I don't know what we're talking about here. What's all this about? He inherited that key? Wait, I thought she said she inherited it. Oh. It was obviously important to you, since you've gone to such lengths to hide it, so I took it. I don't know what it's for, but you took something precious from me, so I took something precious from you. Well, there you go. Simple as that. So what if it means you can't open something now? I don't care. I guarantee you that key goes to the $1,000 worth of, or £1,000 worth of stuff that that other guy stole, that Selden guy. What if it's possible? Is this Selden? No, I gotta get off of that though. They said they found him dead. I keep forgetting the facts here. Calm yourself, witness. So Mr. Shamsphere has tried, and in one case succeeded, to take the life of 2 lodgers now. Yes, his motive for doing so is the key to everything that's happened. It's true that there appears to be no motive to support the accusation against Mr. Shamsphere, at first. But considering everything we know now, I think there is actually something that could explain it. What? Smash! I need to recall every piece of evidence at our disposal, everything we've seen and heard. Because I'm sure that I just got a glimpse of the link that runs through all these events. The link to the past, man. In that case, counsel, I must demand that you present evidence to the court. I mean, okay. What is it you say could explain the motivation for Mr. Shamsphere's alleged crimes? Where is it? Was it? No, it's not that. Wait, is it that? Actually, that might be it. Examine causes. Estimated £1,000 worth of loot he stole remains unrecovered. So that's what I'm thinking. That loot is what the key goes to. That is really jumping, though. That's jumping several hoops. But I think it's worth a shot.
Take that!
That's an official police report, is it not? What are you doing with that? The Selden file. How did you get hold of that? He knows it. He knows it. He knows it, but why does he know it? Oh my god, this face. This is Selden. The now sadly deceased Mr. Ross and the defendant Mr. Natsume have only one thing linking them. The fact that they had lodgings in the same room. But guess who else had lodgings there? That's true. I didn't even think of it from that angle. I was going straight for the key. I guess I played too much Zelda. A room that was formerly Okay, the washer's going off. Maybe I should change the laundry so to stop playing that song. Shoot, I didn't realize we were up to over an hour already. Yeah, I'm actually... Oh, I hate to do that. I'm gonna stop there. I have to.